Hi, I'm Sara Krishtul and welcome to NILI Chanuka Sparks. If I could get you to picture for a moment the symbol of the festival of Hanukkah, the kind of image that encapsulates the holiday for you, what would you say? I would guess it'd be the Chanukiah. Maybe in this picture your family is all standing around the Chanukiah, maybe they're all putting in their own new candle for the next night, they might be singing around it, but everything, I would guess, kind of centers around that Chanukiah. I want to consider, though, whether the Chanukiah is a true embodiment of Hanukkah. I mean, the bracha that we make on lighting Hanukkah candles is not Lahadlik Neirot Hanukkah. It's Lahadlik Ner Hanukkah, just one candle. And in fact, that's how the Gemara in Shabbos describes the most basic requirement of the mitzvah. It's to light one candle for the entire household each night. But the Gemara goes on to list two higher levels of performing the mitzvah. The level of Mahadrin, which is one level up, that's lighting a candle for every member of the household. And then Mahadrin min ha-Mahadrin, even higher than that, is going from one candle to 8, increasing every night, according to Beit Hillel. And according to the opinion of the Ramah, which is the practices among a lot of Ashkenazim nowadays, Mahadrin min ha-Mahadrin means that each member of the family is actually doing their own 1 to 8 progression, so their own Chanukiah. This notion of Mahadrin, performing a mitzvah at a higher level, is a concept that's not unique to Hanukkah. We have it for a bunch of other mitzvah. It's known as Hiddur mitzvah. But in most cases, for things like Sukkah, Lulav, Tzitzit, or writing a Sefer Torah, being Mehader means beautifying that mitzvah, using the finest materials or the most intricate designs for the mitzvah. But according to this opinion of the Ramah that we mentioned, when it comes to Hanukkah, our Hiddur takes a slightly different form. We're not just beautifying the mitzvah, we're actually pursuing additional mitzvah. When everyone in the family come to light their own Chanukiah, they're showing just how eager and excited they are to each get their own mitzvah. And this is something that really distinguishes the Hiddur of lighting Hanukkah candles with other mitzvah. And not only is the Hiddur mitzvah of Hanukkah unique, but actually the concept of Hiddur itself is something that goes to the core of what Hanukkah is about. The Bach notes that the persecution of the Syrian Greeks around the time of Hanukkah was midah keneged midah, it was measure for the laxity and the neglect that Bnei Israel unfortunately showed towards the Beit HaMikdash leading up to that time. Since the Jews weren't taking the holy work of the Avodah in the Beit HaMikdash seriously, Hashem allowed our enemies to defile the Beit HaMikdash. So now, when we light our Chanukiah in commemoration of the salvation that we got at the end of the day, how fitting is it that we go that extra mile and that we go beyond the basic requirement of one candle? We're counteracting that neglect that led to the Greek persecution, and we're showing Hashem how much we actually love and enjoy serving Him. And the Nes Pach Hashem in itself, the miracle of the oil that lasted 8 days, happened because of Hiddur. Rav Soloveitchik explains that when the Chashmonaim came to the Beit HaMikdash and saw that there was only 1 day's worth of oil left, they could have chosen to light the menorah at its most basic level. Really, they could have cut their wicks to 1/8 of the normal size and saved that oil over the 8 days to kind of keep it going and stretch it. And they would still have fulfilled the basic commandment in that way. But instead, says the Rav, the Chashmonaim were determined to fulfill the mitzvah in its best, most Mahadran way possible. So they used those full wicks. And it was in that merit that Hashem granted us the miracle of the 8 days that the oil lasted. So it's clear. The Hiddur that we perform, all these dazzling lights in the window on Hanukkah, or these extravagant Chanukiot, they're not incidental to the Hanukkah story. They're central to it, both by Amim Haim and Bazman Hazeh.